Greetings, Crad here. Welcome to Lesson 3 on the Oveready Boss version 5.1 upgrade. In this lesson, we're going to be discussing something that you've already seen in action, 8-mode support. So you've got an idea of what this does. It allows you to have 8 separate modes per page file. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this just happens to be gradually building from low to high. Now what we need to break down is how does this work and what does it mean for you? So right now, if you're rocking a version 5, it has circuitry that detects whether you have one cell or 2 cells. So you can have a configuration on how you want the modes to behave if a single cell is powering the circuitry or if 2 cells are powering the circuitry, and those 2 settings can be completely different. Now what the 334 pin does is it disables that detection. So let's get a visualization of what these modes look like. So here along the bottom is the new 8-mode lineup. So you have all 8 slots from left to right. You're going to be able to access each one of those sequentially in forward or reverse order if you want to build on the double click lesson of lesson 2. Along the top you'll see the traditional 4+4 setup that you have on the version 5, and which you can enact on any of the 4 page files. With the 4+4 you get 4 modes for a single cell, 4 modes for dual cells, and you can switch between the 4+4 and the 8-mode configuration with the 334 pin. So the indication that you're going to get once inputting the 334 pin is going to be 4 red flashes if you've got it disabled and you're now in the 8-mode configuration. Once you switch back, you're going to see 4 white flashes indicating that you're back in the 4.4 mode. So let's take a look at how programming is going to look for this. So the default for page file 1 is an 8-mode configuration. That means the 334 pin has been disabled. So when you see this indication along the top here of a single battery setup and a 2 in series setup, you can ignore that. The only time that's going to come into play is if you go in and enter the 334 pin and choose to enable that so that you're back into 4+4 mode. Then the flashlight will treat it as if they're 2 separate setups, one for a single cell, one for 2 in series. But with that mode disabled, you're going to be in 8 mode, which means all 4 slots that you see here are going to be accessible in sequence. Now page file 1 is configured with the intent of running a single cell setup. So you're going to go from red moonlight and then low to high, maxing out at level 28. So level 28 is going to be your max expected output with a single cell setup. Now going to page file 2, you're going to see the same thing. Red moonlight going from low to high with a max expected output of level 33 afterburning mode. So 100% expected output on 2 cells. Now if you throw in a single cell, your 7th mode and your 8th mode are effectively both going to be level 28. Now that's just going to be based on the maximum output that that single cell is going to be capable of. The circuitry is going to be trying to do level 33, but it's not going to have the wattage to drive it to that level. It's not going to harm anything, you're just not going to really get above level 28. Now let's just gloss over these last 2 page files. I think you're getting the idea. So this is going to be page file 3. It's going to come to you with the 334 pin enabled, which means the circuitry is going to treat it as if it's 4+4, so a single battery setup, 2 in series. Now what would happen if you were to disable the 334 pin on page file 3? So you're just going to ignore the single cell and the dual cell, and it's going to go from 1 to 14 to 21 to 28. And then your 5th mode is going to be back at 1, 6th, 7th, and 8. So as you can see, the way that this is set up, it's really built for a 4+4 setup. There's not going to be a lot of value in cycling through such similar modes of output. To quickly touch on page file 4, it also comes pre-configured for a 4+4 setup. So a single cell, you're going to get these 3 modes. This one's turned off. These 3 modes. This one's turned off. If you were to change the 334 configuration it's going to go from level 28 to 28 to 23. Skipping over this, so your fourth level is going to be after burning on a 2-cell, or 28 again if it's a single cell, same, then to 25. So you're going to have 6 options here. So touching on this page again, so what this is effectively going to mean for you is if you run all 4 page files in a 4+4 mode, you're essentially going to have 8 different configurations for your light. Based on whether you're running a single cell, you're going to have 4. If you're running 2 cells, you're going to have 4. It comes with the default of having kind of the maximum amount of variety for you, right? So it's going to come with 2 page files of 8 mode, one for 1 cell, one for 2 cells. It's going to come with 2 page files of 4+4. If you wanted every page file to have somewhere in excess of 4 modes, so 5 modes, 6 modes, 7 modes, 8 modes, you can totally do that too. That's going to give you 4 different configurations for your flashlight. Now, just as a reminder, like all pins, the 334 pin is set individually for each page file. So you don't need to enable and disable the 334 pin every time that you change between a 4+4 page or an 8 page configuration. Now let's show that 334 pin in action. So right now, as previously demonstrated, 8 modes, low to high, running on 2 cells. So I want to disable the 334 pin. Here's what that's going to look like. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Click on. You see 4 white flashes. So now we're in 4+4 mode. That means only the 4 options that were set up under the 2-cell configuration are going to be accessible to me. So that's going to look like this. Now let's try inserting a single 18650. I'm not doing anything to change the page, not doing anything to change the 334 pin, just changing the battery type. Now I only have access to the low 4 modes. So with a single 18650 inserted, what does that look like if I were to disable the 334 pin again? You see 4 red flashes. The 334 pin has been disabled. So now we're going to have access to 8 modes again. Now it might be hard to tell on camera, but the last 2, maybe 3 modes look an awful lot alike, right? A configuration that's built to max out on 2 cells. You're never going to be able to reach that theoretical max on a single cell. However, because the max for a single cell configuration is inherently lower than that of a 2-cell configuration, that's not going to be any issue for the 2 cells to drive the emitters to that level. That completes this lesson. Please join us for lesson 4.